Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. It's a great honor to help launch this year's Victims and Survivors of Crime Week. It's my first time doing so as Minister of Justice, and I understand that there is a wide reach for today's launch. Presenters from Canada and Belgium, as well as participants joining from across the globe. Cela fait écho au thème de cette semaine, le pouvoir de la collaboration. Plus les voix et les expertises représentées sont diverses, plus nous avons d'occasions d'échanger de l'information et de susciter des idées pour mettre en place un système de justice pénale plus centré sur la personne. This week, it's a time for reflection, recognition, and recommitment to ensure the voices of victims and survivors and those who support them are heard. It's also a time to raise awareness about the issues facing victims and survivors of crime, as well as the services, programs, and laws in place to help them and their loved ones. It's important that we recognize the role of community partners, justice professionals, and service providers. To everyone who provides these critical supports and services, the advocates, dedicated professionals, law enforcement and volunteers, and those on the front line, thank you for your tireless work and your unwavering commitment. Your compassion and respect for victims and survivors of crime helps them heal and to rebuild. We know this work doesn't happen in isolation. Real progress takes place when individuals dedicate themselves to the work through partnerships, sharing best practices, and increasing the collective knowledge of our communities. Your work provides critical support for people in moments of crisis and promotes healing, resilience, and hope in the communities that you serve. Today, we will honor the achievements of outstanding individuals with the Justice Canada Excellence Awards. Congratulations to this year's recipients and nominees. This is so well-deserved recognition. To the victims and survivors of crime, to your loved ones, know that your voices matter. Nous avons entendu vos demandes de réforme concrètes de nos lois, de nos renforcements des droits et des meilleures mesures de protection, et nous passons à l'action. Je tiens à exprimer ma profonde gratitude à toutes les personnes qui participent à cette semaine, notamment à celles qui trouvent le courage de raconter leur histoire. I'm humbled and inspired by your willingness to use your experiences to create positive change and to help others find their own path to healing. You are helping to shape a justice system that is more responsive, compassionate, accessible, and trauma-informed. Community safety requires strong laws, well-supported frontline workers, and a modernized criminal justice system that better reflects today's realities. Au fédéral, on parle de nouer des partenariats avec les provinces, les territoires et les communautés autochtones. On parle d'investir dans les services d'aide aux victimes et de réformer nos lois afin de mieux protéger les victimes et de rendre nos collectivités plus sûres. Grâce au Fonds d'aide aux victimes du ministère de la Justice Canada, nous versons près de 50 millions de dollars par année pour soutenir des projets qui encouragent l'adoption de nouvelles approches, améliorent la capacité des prestataires des services et améliorent la visibilité des services offerts. This includes $1 million annually to support victims and survivors of human trafficking, with $3.3 million for projects that support children and youth victims of abuse under the Child Advocacy Center's initiative. We're also providing more than $1 million to support organizations hosting Victims Week activities across Canada this year. In addition to these important investments, we're working to make our laws stronger and more responsive to victims and survivors of crime. Key to this approach is the Protecting Victims Act, one of the most consequential updates to Canada's criminal code in generations that will help strengthen our laws to better protect victims and survivors. It includes measures to protect victims and survivors of gender-based violence, including intimate partner violence and coercive control, and that will help keep our kids safe from online predators. It includes actions to toughen our sentencing laws and guidelines to address delays in the court system. And it includes meaningful updates to the Canadian Victims' Bill of Rights to ensure that victims are treated with compassion and fairness, and that they have better access to information and a key role to play in the judicial process. The legislation is part of our government's broader push to strengthen Canada's criminal laws, to support those on the front line, including law enforcement and community organizations, and to make the upstream investments that are necessary to prevent crime in the long term. Merci à l'ensemble des membres du Comité national d'organisation de votre rôle dans l'organisation annuelle de la Semaine des victimes et survivants d'actes criminels. And congratulations again to the recipients of Justice Canada's Excellence Awards. Your tireless work is essential as we build safer and healthier communities. To the victims and survivors, to your loved ones and your families, know that this work, this dialogue, it doesn't end this week. We're going to remain focused on protecting and supporting victims and survivors of crime every week of the year, strengthening their rights and giving them a voice in the criminal justice system. Thank you. Merci tout le monde. C'est un grand plaisir d'être ici.